All right, so we did have a bunch of donations that came in during our break. We have $50 from Bursic Badger with no comment. Thank you so much. We have $20 from Nastani as well, without a comment. Thank you so much as well. We have $20 from Demarine. I miss you, beloved. You cheered on all my runs and supported all my passions until we meet again. A beautiful comment from Demi. Thank you so much. And we have $40 from Firebird Lover. As promised, here is $40 for 4 unspent death defiances, putting this towards petting the bird because birds deserve pets too.
All right, I think we're ready.
Oh, we're switched over. Oh, crap. I didn't realize.
Hi, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
What a great start to the run.
Yeah, let's go. Okay, serious mode though. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pumpkin Jack. I'm super excited to run this for y'all. Before we super get into things, just want to confirm real quick before we start. Pumpkin won the costume incentive, correct?
It did indeed.
All right, let me swap over it to real quick. There we go. Classic.
Let's go default skin.
Yeah, let's go. I like it though. It's really classy. That's what I like about it. Okay, so hello. So this is Pumpkin Jack. If you've never seen this game before, this is a indie 3D action platformer. I would kind of best describe it as a fusion between the games A Hat in Time and Medieval for the PS1, if you remember that game. Quick introductions. I am Jaxler. I'm the guy who will be doing the run, and I'm also joined by Carncore on the commentary.
Hi, everyone. I was doing hosting like a little bit ago.
Yeah, probably very tired, but I appreciate you for joining me here. So Ruby's going to be helping me out here because this is a very technical, fast-paced speed run. So before we begin, this is let's briefly go over the category. This is a new game plus run, meaning that we'll be starting from a completed file. This is going to give us the advantage of having all the weapons at the start of the run, which is very crucial. You'll see that almost instantly when we get into the first level. Additionally, this is a no out of bounds run. That would out of bounds tricks cut the run length almost in half, so you get to see a lot more of the game this way and a lot more cool movement stuff. All right, Ruby, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Okay, so I'm gonna hop into the level here, but time does not start until we gain control of our character. You're gonna see this intro cutscene here. We're gonna crash into the earth, and we're gonna count from 4 as soon as we impact into the ground, and that's when we'll start time. Okay. So get ready. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so right off the bat, we're going to be starting with a little bit of technical movement. You saw some rolling at the very beginning, and then a move that's called orb boosting. Now, in any percent, you don't get that ability until the very end of the run. But obviously, because this is New Game Plus, we can start it right away. So what you do is you double jump and then do the dive attack, and then open up your weapon menu, and you cancel the landing animation. And then you have the ability to jump in the first couple of frames that you're on the ground, and it'll translate all of your downwards momentum horizontally. Oh no, are we frozen?
Stream is frozen. Uh-oh.
Game is frozen. Clock is moving, but the game is frozen. Kirby, help.
Help! You know what? Reset. Are we good?
Reset.
Or reset?
We'll reset.
We can reset. Let's try that again.
It's all right.
Oopsies.
We're ahead of schedule.
All right. I'm back on the main screen. Yeah, I'm moving the camera. Yeah, I'm on the start screen.
But if it's not moving at all, maybe restart the feed. Sorry, everyone.
That was such a good start too, darn it. Oh well.
That's all right. Oh, it's let's see. I saw it moving for a second and now it's back down. Not seeing anything right now. How's it going in chat, everyone?
It was working fine before, I promise.
Yeah.
Don't worry,
What needs to happen is that we just need to hit 5K before the run starts.
Exactly. You know
close.
what? Here's the deal. If y'all want to get in donations for the costume incentive and you want to snipe something, go for it. Once
Is it still open? I don't know if it is or not.
Well, I don't know, but if you donate more than $20 towards one of these, just let me know. And I will gladly switch it over for you. 5K and the marathon continues. Yeah, we're holding the run hostage. I'm sorry. This is a bonus run.
Jax, try restarting OBS on your end, because I think the stream is frozen on your end potentially.
Okay, I'm completely closing out of OBS and then reopening.
Cool. Thanks, everyone.
There we go. I just restarted the stream.
Oh,
Are you
no.
not seeing it either, Ruby? Or
No, I'm not seeing it. Let's throw it over on the standby screen for a little bit. All right, I think we're back now.
yay!
Right. Awesome.
So we're gonna pretend like that never happened.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone here, for being so awesome on the technical side. The marathon stuff is so hard to run, so massive shout outs. So okay, so where were we? So let's just
Hey,
pretend
Garby,
like that never happened.
Garby, we're still on the we're on the standby screen right now, Garby.
Oh, are we on standby? Oh my gosh.
All right.
Are we good? Yes! We did it! Okay, I promise this run is worth it. This run is really sick. Okay, so from the top. All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm going to be showing off Pumpkin Jack for y'all tonight. My name is Jaxler. I'm going to be the lad doing the run. And then on the commentary mic, I am joined by Corundum Core.
Hi everyone, I'm Ruby. We're gonna be doing this fast, hopefully this time.
Yeah. So thanks to all your donations. I believe Pumpkin is still in the lead. So
It is still in the lead.
all right, sweet. Thank you for the confirmation. So thank you everyone who donated towards that bid war. I really appreciate it. I'm really excited to show this game to y'all. If you've never seen this game before, this is a indie 3D action platformer, kind of in the style of Medieval, but sort of also like a Hat in Time kind of mixed in with that. It's a really cool aesthetic and a really fun game, and we're really excited to show it to you. It's very, very technical, so get ready because this is going to go by very fast now that we have all the issues resolved. Before we begin, just want to briefly explain what the category means. So this is a new game plus run. That's the first component, meaning that we start on a completed file. Not only does this give us access to the costumes for the bid war, but also allows us to unlock all the weapons for the start of the run, which is very crucial for some of the speed tech you'll be seeing. Additionally, this is a no out of bounds run. Out of bounds glitches in this game cut the run length down by about half, so you get to see a lot more of the game this way and a lot more cool movement strats that would otherwise be avoided with out of bounds strats. So we're gonna hop into the first level in a minute. I'm gonna be quiet for the first bit of the level here. We're gonna start the timer once we gain control of our character. So you're gonna see that. Oh, I gotta reload this checkpoint before we start here. We gotta restart the level here so that we start from the beginning because we did kind of already start the run. But after we skip this cutscene, you're gonna see Pumpkin Jack's head crash down into the earth, and we're gonna count from 4 as soon as he crash lands. So once we start time, I'll kind of shut up and allow Ruby to kind of explain what you're gonna see here. So get ready to start. 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, so right off the bat, you're gonna actually see a little bit of rolling now, and now we're gonna see some orb boosting as well. So like we said during the start of the previous attempt, orb boosting is something that you unlock at the end of the game. So you do a double jump and then do the dive attack, open the weapon menu, and that allows you to cancel the landing animation that freezes you, and then you can jump right as you touch the ground to transfer all of that downwards momentum horizontally. So it gives you a really nice speed boost, and it's way more technical than it looks. Like, all of the movement that we're doing in this game, except for the rolling, is much more difficult than it looks to a casual viewer. Like, if you've played this game before, you'll be really impressed with some of the stuff that we're going to be doing.
Oh, accelerated. Thank you. All right, so we're gonna match through here, and I'm gonna try to set up an orb boost through here. So there's a lot of variables that kind of determine speed. One of the most important things and what makes orb boosting so tough and technical is timing. Every moment that you're on the ground, you lose a bit of speed due to friction. So I'm trying to jump as soon as possible to maintain the most amount of speed. So right here, I'm gonna roll. Double jump up to here, roll to sort of set my positioning up so that I can orb boost over this geometry. We'll kind of mention this a bit later, but you generally want to avoid orb boosting around enemies, so I do that, kind of avoid the enemies right there.
All right, right now what we're about to see is a lamp boost. Ah, man, missed it. That's okay.
There's another
we'll
one
see it
coming
a
up.
little bit later. Basically, we're going to be real speedy by destroying a lamp while we're standing on it.
Yeah, I got another shot at one in just a moment here. Whoa. There we go.
Ooh, that was
a bit weird. That was some wonky momentum. All right, we'll see if we get this lamp boost right here. These are two kind of Not quite. Yeah, we'll take some more lamp boosts later. Those ones are kind of finicky sometimes and only save a couple of seconds apiece. But when you break lamps when you're standing on top of them, they can give you a huge amount of momentum.
Another thing that's important about lamp boosts is that every single lamp is different. So you have to remember the positioning that you need to be standing on each lamp every single time you do a lamp boost, which just it's a lot to remember.
Yeah, and we're going to be doing like 15 to 20 attempts of them throughout the run. So all of them are different.
Yeah. So this is a Pumpkin Jack head section. Basically, instead of being the entirety of Pumpkin Jack, we're just playing as his head. And there's a couple places where we do that in the run, but we also skip a majority of the times that we do it in a casual playthrough. And we're going to get a couple chances to see just how helpful orb boosting is for skipping over fights and other parts of the intended gameplay, like right here.
Gonna go for backup.
Backup makes sense. I don't understand how you get that first try. That ledge grab is so hard.
It is really hard. So like getting the ledge grabbing's a little bit wonky in this game, but even then, that ledge grab is weird because like oftentimes you'll get it, but just bonk your head on the ceiling and then you won't have the height you need. All right, so coming up into this next segment, you're gonna see a lot more orb boosts. A lot of the orb boosts have the potential to give me a lot of speed here because a lot of the platforms here are going to be sloped downward. Do you want to talk about slopes and momentum, Ruby?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, anytime you try and orb boost, you get extra speed based off that orb boost, depending on the slope of the. Oh, that is a.
Yeah,
that's a death right there.
Yeah, that's not a huge deal.
But the slope of the ground that you're landing on affects the amount of speed you get as part of the orb boost. So if you're on a downward slope or flat ground, you gain speed. But if you do an orb boost into a upward slope, you actually lose a little bit of speed. So we're going to be chaining together orb boosts when we can, but also trying to do a couple rolls whenever we're going up a slope.
You're going to see me go into the menu a bit here to time jumps. When you have any amount of momentum going, you can open up the weapon swap menu in order to slow down time. And I can use that to time bunny hops as soon as I get close enough to the ground in order to maintain some extra momentum, because every frame that you're on the ground, you lose speed due to the friction, like we mentioned earlier. So right there, I'll slow it down.
But if you'll notice in the top left corner, it does actually slow down the in-game timer with it, so it doesn't actually lose any time to be in that menu to line up your jumps, which is one of the reasons why we use in-game timer, and it's also available on all platforms, so you don't have to worry about just running on PC or just a specific console. You can run on whatever you're comfortable with for this game, which is really awesome. So we're coming into the first boss fight right now. This is Scarecrow. And we're going to see one of the weird physics quirks of this game very shortly. Which is, shockwaves are like T-Rexes. If you're not moving, they can't see you, and they can't hurt you.
Yeah, you can just do that. And that's not just exclusive to this boss. You'll see us use it. It allows us to... A lot of the boss fights are actually pretty tough in this game, as Ruby would be amiss to tell you, but this makes a lot of the boss fights a lot easier. You're also seeing me use the double jump shotgun attack. From the shotgun we unlock for the 4th level in order to basically one-hit kill all the enemies there. So that's a 451 IGT. That's not amazing. I mean, with the depth, that's actually pretty good. Yeah. But you're looking for anything 450 or better there. So this, like the previous level was very horizontally focused, but this is where a lot more vertical geometry starts to come into play in some of the level design. So as a result, we have to be a bit more planned of where we time our orb boost. So I kind of set up for one down here on this mini decline, and then slow down a little bit so I can turn to here, because we're gonna do a little platforming sequence break where we just grab that ledge right there and avoid.
That was tight.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right. Do you want to explain bomb one skip?
Yeah, so basically, like we said, you the time slows down whenever you open the menu, but the interesting thing is that the time that it takes for you to regain your jump after doing your double jump does not slow down. So you can do what's called a menu jump, and as soon the first frame that you land back on the ground, you gain your jump back, so you can get a bunch of jumps up a wall much earlier than you normally would be able to, and you're able to climb a lot of different geometry that way. And we said that this is the no out of bounds category. The reason that is allowed is because even though we're jumping over a wall, we're still staying within the regular level bounds. So
Yeah.
I remember that GDQ run from a couple years ago that was the glitchless Mirror's Edge run, where it was like, okay, not really glitchless. It's kind of that, but with out of bounds. The out of bounds technicality is understood by the community, but it can be a little confusing for somebody first watching.
Yeah. Basically, if you're on top of something and it's kind of within the boundaries of the normal part of the level, it's fair game. And that definition will come into play a bit later on into this level too. But yeah, the menu jumping is going to be really useful in a bit here. So this minecart section, we can't really do anything to speed this up here, other than to just enjoy the really wonderful score. Something we didn't really mention before the start of the run is that this game was pretty much made by a single develop. Oh my gosh, that's so garbage.
no.
I'm sorry. That's okay. We'll
That's
move
a
on.
bad death. That's a bad death.
That's really bad. That's really garbage. So we have to do this all over again. I'm just throwing intentionally to give you all more time to donate. It's just it's a part of the plan.
Yeah, I really think we can reach 5K before the end of the run. So get your donations in. Type !donate in the chat.
Yeah, but the reason that happened, I'm actually playing on a new keyboard and it has a very sensitive space bar, so I'm still not used to that quite yet. That's happened to me a couple of times in practice, but we'll be fine. That only loses like a minute, and we're gonna be comfortably underestimate anyway, because I'm sick. But yeah, I think like we were saying before, I royally screwed up. This was made by pretty much a single person and some like other people helping out with like specific parts, but this is pretty much like one person's big passion project, and it's just really cool like how awesome this game is, like with that limitation of being such a small team. I don't know, I just find it super impressive.
Oh yeah, this game is very, very impressive. Like, there's a lot of interesting things that we can do with the physics that might make you think, oh man, this game is not as good as it could be, but it's really just very specific knowledge of the physics that allows us to do the tricks that we do, and this is a marvel for a small team to have completed this game.
There we go. All right, we didn't die on the auto scroller again. Ruby, do you want to take over?
Yeah, absolutely. So like we said, this is a much more vertical part of the game, and this is where we really start to see those menu jumps. So Jax is going to do a menu jump up this tree, and we're skipping an entire section where we have to like run around this kind of minecart area. So we're just going really fast, and now we're going to
That's a lamp boost.
There we go.
Finally.
Not as fast as you can get off of one, but pretty decent speed.
Yeah, you actually don't want too much speed off of that one. There's two variants to that specific lamp. There's the one that I got, and there's like a blistering turbo speed one where you just kind of crash into the wall. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh,
I
no.
risked it. That one, okay, so a lot of time, even though I'm being super risky and kind of taking deaths here and there, like that didn't really lose me any time because deaths don't count towards IGT. And you know, the marathon organizers might be mad at me for not going as underestimate as I could, but at the same time, it's not very punishing in terms of like the leaderboard IGT time, which is kind of what I really care about. So I would think it's more worth to risk it and try to do cool things. That's my.
I just think we should start doing. I think we should start donating per death.
Per death?
Yeah, raise some money for charity.
I don't know about that. I don't know if I'm gonna die anymore.
I'm not gonna pressure you into doing it.
We're
Thought
good.
It would be funny.
But anywho, we're in another rail cart section. We've got some things to explain after this bit. So I'm gonna give us the two of us the opportunity to save our voices a little bit. If we have anything that we'd like to have plugged or read out, this would be a really great opportunity.
So we do have a $70 donation from Moonblaze Wolf, donating $10 for every death in Hades as promised, putting the money towards the Twin Harp and Zeroma Sprite options for the free Enterprise run tomorrow. Good luck to everyone and happy Pride. I also would like to remind y'all that Power Up with Pride has partnered up with the Yeti to bring you shirts based on various runs throughout the event. These awesome designs will only be around as long as the marathon is, so make sure you pick them up now. $5 from each shirt sale, wow, I can words, goes directly to the Trevor Project. Visit theyeti.com to check them all out, and I will tell y'all, I saw them this morning and they were amazing.
I absolutely love the Final Fantasy one. I'm probably going to pick that one up, but they're all so good.
I'm getting all of them because I lack self-control. Anyway, do you want to talk about mantle avoidance or ledge grab avoidance?
Yeah, so as you could kind of see right there from a ledge grab that happened, ledge grabbing is slow, so sometimes it might look like we're doing the slower thing by kind of halting our momentum, but we're doing that to better line up to avoid ledge grabs. There's going to be a really good opportunity for us to show why it's so important to avoid ledge grabs right here. If Jax can get the movement right.
I didn't get ledge grabs, but I was close.
Now we're gonna see.
That honestly stings more than the death I took in the minecart section.
That's fair. So we really try and avoid these kind of like slow walking sections. There's a couple of them in the run, and they completely halt your momentum. So even if you like orb boost into them, you're not able to jump over them, and it's not fun. This is going to be another menu jump where it's going to be a little bit more technical because we're going to try and hit this right here. Got it.
Easy every time.
And then we're just going to reload from last checkpoint. Do not hit restart level and lose.
I did not. I got it. Yeah, so by doing that skip, while still in bounds, we hit the checkpoint from the other side, and that lets us completely skip the second bomb puzzle. All right. Let's see if I can make up for lost time here and get this first try. Looks good. Oh, that was perfect. Let's go.
Oh, look at that. All right, so right now, we are currently in the third minecart section, but we skipped the minecart. So this is still in bounds, but we have the opportunity to go much faster because we don't have to worry about the minecart. We can orb boost. Everything's very nice.
Yeah, especially because we can jump off the tracks at will, so we can go down to like this section right here. Oh! Okay, we're still in bounds. Cool. All right, cool. Did not invalidate the run. There we go. There we go. All right, now we're coming up into another boss fight here. It's actually interesting to note, this is the only boss fight that we actually have a skip for. Because this is the no out of bounds run, we're not allowed to use it in this category. However, you can use that sequence we did and phase through a wall in order to reach the end level trigger for the level without fighting this boss, which is really, really nice for the any percent out of bounds categories and for 100% as well. Because you still get the collectible at the end of the level, which is a weapon you normally see us get in any percent, but we already have all the weapons because New Game Plus. While we're here, it's important to mention that this boss fight really isn't bad once you've practiced it. What I'm trying to do is... Oh, I got auto-target. We'll talk about auto-target a little more later. We're going to use the spear here a bit, which is normally a weapon we don't really use unless we're playing any percent for some early game movement. We use it here because it has a very long reach, and we have to pop the bombs into the boss to damage him. And those allow us to get to the bombs super quick. And because of the way the auto-targeting system works in this game, it can actually propel you towards the bomb, even if you're not perfectly angled at it. So you can, instead of having to like predict where the bombs can go, the game can follow the bomb for you, and it's really convenient. Otherwise, while we're here, I'd like to point your attention now to the excellent music track in this boss fight. It's such a bomb. I
posted in chat that it is a banger. The soundtrack for this game is just so good, especially the boss fight music.
Yeah, so in addition to the game, I believe you're able to buy the soundtrack as either a bundle or a separate thing. Don't quote me on that, but I think you can, at least on digital. But Yeah, this game's really rad. I should also mention this too while we're here. Like we mentioned, this game's on all platforms, but it also just went on sale recently on Steam. So if you're looking for a game to pick up, this just went on sale for like, what was it, like 30% off or something like that?
I don't know if the sale is still going on, but even
I double checked before the run. Yeah, but
oh, cool. But
yeah, so it still is.
Even when it's not a sale, it's $30. So it's a really awesome game and pretty affordable. I don't know. I really like it. I think it's a great game. I think you should pick it up.
There we go. So that's the boss right there. And then as we make our way out of here, level could have gone a bit better, but that's fine. Marathon stuff happens. I am a little bit nervous because like this run is like super, like you've already seen some of the stuff I've had to do. So it can be really scary to do this in a live context. But speaking of scary, we're going into by far the hardest level in the run, which is Swamp. I'm going to be quiet at the start here, and I'm going to let Ruby take over for what you're about to see.
Yeah, so just at the start of this, I'll go ahead and mention, you'll notice that there were a lot of like open pits in the previous level. We might as well be in the same situation here because water is an instant kill for us. So if we step just one of our little toes into the water, we will die. So we have to be very careful about our movement in this section because we're in a swamp with a whole bunch of water, and these lamp boosts are not being nice today.
Yeah, they have... Oh, okay, I thought that was solid. Fascinating.
Oh. Yeah, so you can see water instant kills.
Yeah, so oh, no, I hit the checkpoint. Oh, okay, that actually saved me in-game time. I'm not joking. That actually saved me time. Because deaths don't deal with... We don't really have strats like that in this game where you can death abuse, but apparently that's a thing, so nice. I saved some in-game time at the cost of real time. Fascinating. Anywho, I'm gonna go for a orb boost off of these barrels right here. And that's fine. That one doesn't save too much time because you have to get up here anyway. So yeah,
it really is important to mention just how difficult all of this movement is. Like, everything that you're having to do is just so incredibly technical, and just the fact that Jax is hitting what he is hitting is impressive enough. Like, this is such an interesting run to do, but it is brutal on your hands.
Yeah. All right. Speaking of brutal, here comes what I like to call the big ugly. This is like the hardest lamp boost in the run. Well, actually, no, that's not true. This has the speed.
It's got the speed. It's got the angle.
We're in, baby. Let's go.
That
I love showing that off.
Hard. How did you get that?
Yeah. So something I actually did there is I actually got too much speed from that lamp boost. So I hit the back key mid-air in order to reduce my speed while I had the menu pulled up in order to make sure that I landed on the island. Because if you have speed like that, you will just actually go straight into the drink and you'll die. So that was really sick. Okay, do you want to explain horse fun?
Yeah, absolutely. So normally what we're supposed to do is talk to the stagecoach driver and go collect a mushroom and do a whole bunch of stuff so we can ride his horse. But the trigger for the horse is just floating above it like that. We're not entirely sure if it's a like a dev trigger or anything that was just left in the game or what's up with that, but it allows us to skip probably about a 4-minute section. I know it's about 4 minutes in the any percent run. I'm not sure about New Game Plus.
Yeah, probably a little bit less because you would still have orb boosting movement.
Yeah.
Although in 100% you get to see that area because and there's going to be a couple more horses that we're going to be riding in this level, and 100% you get to see some really cool movement in there because you have to go get some crow skulls for the 100% requirements. That's also a really good category, by the way, if you're looking to get into this game, especially if you start with any percent no out of bounds without this New Game Plus movement. 100% is a great category, but I haven't learned that
only
yet.
One runner, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like, more people need to run this game. I make it look intimidating because I'm doing like the hardest category, which is New Game Plus, no out of bounds. But like, this is like this is a very accessible speed game. So, especially because like most people will start with any percent as opposed to New Game Plus, and the lamp boosts generally tend to be easier with those weapons as well. So, All right, I'm gonna go into focus mode here. Ruby's gonna kind of tell you about this next lamp boost I'm gonna start setting up for as we come out of the horse riding section here.
Yeah, this is just another really technical lamp boost that we're trying to hit, and we'll see how it goes. We got to get
I need
past
to
a
use the
couple
scythe.
enemies right now, and there's going to be a bunch of enemies, and we're trying to destroy the lamp before.
Right.
Yep, it just happened. So basically, what happened there was an enemy broke the lamp instead of us, which threw off the timing, and we weren't able to go as fast as we wanted. This is a really hard lamp boost to hit, also because all of the enemies can just kind of chunk you.
Second try. Let's go.
Nice job.
I will take second try.
Yeah.
That lamp boost is no joke. Neither is this one.
Yeah, this is the one for Horse Skip 2, and this is a really difficult lamp boost. If we miss it, there is a backup, but we'll see what happens.
May I please get this? Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, just go the long way.
Going the long way. Okay. So if I screw this up, we literally just set a checkpoint, so we're fine. Yeah. Okay. So that happens
Okay.
sometimes. This one is super quick to back up IGT.
Yeah, and the backup is actually, in my opinion, harder than the lamp boost. So it's really just worth it to take the
Yeah.
step and try again. All right.
Let's go.
And
Okay.
Nice. There we go.
Woo!
All right.
I figured out why I was having trouble with it. Feels good. Practice pays off. Let's go.
Practice pays off.
That trigger is very high in the air, so.
Very high in the air, and it's also very small. It's really difficult to hit. But other than that, we're kind of just chilling right now. So if we've got any other plugs, go on ahead.
All right, so I just want to remind y'all, this is Power Up with Pride 2021, running all through the weekend. If you miss any runs in the marathon, or if you've missed some so far, you can find them uploaded after the marathon on the Power Up with Pride YouTube channel. You can also stay up to date on this event and any future events by following Power Up with Pride on Twitter or joining the Discord. Links to all of these can be found in the panels below the stream or by using !social in chat.
Excuse me. Hairball. There we go. Okay, so we're coming up towards the end of this segment here. There's going to be another similar lamp boost that we're going to try to do here to skip another fight. But if we don't get the lamp boost, we're just going to move on because it's very easy to skip the fight without it. I just like going for the lamp boost because it looks really cool. Ooh, great orb boost. Yeah, so like we said, you can get a lot of speed off of orb boosts if you're really cool, but I'm not the coolest lad.
I'm just gonna
It's
answer
probably
I'm gonna answer a question in chat really quick that I saw. Oh, that is speedy. How did
Let's
you
go.
make that? So yeah, the time that you spend after dying and then you resurrect and it reloads does not count towards in-game time. So that really does make it very accessible to new runners. It is not as punishing. And like we said, in-game time is on all platforms, so you don't just have to run on a specific platform to get it. So it's really one of the more accessible, newer speed games out there.
Yeah, I should also mention, in terms of accessibility, you've probably already heard from the noises from my mic that I'm playing on keyboard and mouse. Most people most people run on controller anyway, and like there's no benefit to any specific controller. It's actually in some ways a detriment for me to be playing on mouse and keyboard. It helps for some things and it hurts for a lot of others. So it's like there's like I play on PC version because it looks pretty. Like that's the main reason. So you can run this on whatever version you want to, and you'll be just as competitive as anyone else. It's that's one of the best. That's something I look for in speed games is like stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know if I was interrupting you there a little bit, Ruby. Sorry.
No, you're fine. You just said what I was gonna say, so we're on the same page.
Yeah, let's go.
It's almost like
Rochester.
we always do commentary for each other's runs.
Yeah.
Each other's things.
Let's rock Soul Link. Let's go. So we're in a bit of an auto scroller right now. We have to vibe with the boatman here for a bit, which is fine. The boatman's got good vibes and all. But there's not really anything we can do to speed this up. I think there's some sort of theory lamp boost that you can do to skip the back portion of this, but it's impossible and
it's so hard to do.
It's black magic. I don't believe it exists, so therefore it doesn't exist.
If you
think
don't
therefore
do it to get world record, you don't have to do it.
True. We'll see. If Simon ever picks up this category and a lot more seriously, then we'll see. But yeah, I don't have too much to talk about right now. We're kind of through like the major gauntlet of like the really hard strats. We didn't have time to mention it, but we got like the really fast variant of that lamp boost. So I'm pretty glad I got to show that off. But we're coming towards the end of the boat ride here. Once we get off the boat ride, we're going to be going into a bit of a Lost Woods section. There's not really any more... I shouldn't have gone for that. So you don't really have to go for orb boosts here. I'm still waiting on the boat, but I just muscle memoried it. Sorry, I'm just stealing more RTA time from the marathon organizers. I'm such a good example. But yeah, I will let Ruby explain kind of the Forest of Doom here, because Ruby always gets really scared when I run through this bit.
Yeah, so basically there's this upcoming section where there are a bunch of crows on... It's a bunch of divergent paths, and the indicator that you're supposed to have is that you don't want to go where the crows are. Because the idea is that there's breadcrumbs on the path that you're supposed to be on, and all the crows that were on the places with the breadcrumbs are full and flew away. So you're trying to avoid where the crows are, but Jax just cuts the corners and just it always freaks me out because I'm afraid that you're gonna die, because I have seen it happen a couple times during your runs where you cut the corner too much and set yourself back like a minute or a minute and a half. So, but so far you're going okay. So yeah, it's just a bit of a maze. Jax basically has this memorized, but it's pretty easy to see visually. You just look for wherever the crows with the red eyes are, and you don't go that way.
Yeah. Oh, enemy lock-on. Do you want to talk about enemy lock-on? This is probably the best opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. So basically, a lot of the attacks will auto-target on the closest enemy. So what just happened right there is Jax was trying to do an orb boost forward to get some speed, but the game locked onto the enemy, so it just kind of yeeted him backwards. So we didn't get that speed boost that we were hoping for.
Yeah, so you, in general, you really want to avoid orb boosting around enemies because, it's like magnetic levels of attraction that would cause the government to investigate, or NASA or whatever. It's that ridiculous, especially in the next level. I know how to avoid it, but it's still really funny if it ends up happening anyway. So I guess we can.
It happens.
Yeah, it happens, exactly. It doesn't really lose any time. It's just I get owned and I look like a doofus. So do you want to explain what happened to our head?
Yeah, so basically in the story, if we were doing all of the intended things, we would have been talking to the stagecoach who is trying to get us to where his wife is. We just met the wife, who's the witch, and she stole Pumpkin Jack's head because they're vegans and they want to eat Pumpkin Jack's head in a stew. So the mushrooms that we were supposed to grab plus Pumpkin Jack's head would make a fantastic stew. So the crow is now piloting Jack's body so that we have the opportunity to catch up and regain our head. So this is the last of the horse sections that we have. I saw somebody in the chat mention the banger of a music track that we have going right now. And we're coming up on probably one of the most technical boss fights in the run.
Probably the most, honestly. Yeah.
In a casual playthrough, I'd say the last boss fight is the hardest, but in the speed run, it's definitely this one.
I'm gonna make you so mad if you've never seen the speedrun before and you've played this.
Yeah. So I'm gonna talk during this because Jax is gonna have to really pay attention here. So basically, the idea of this fight is there's gonna be some potions dropped. Green ones are good, red ones are bad, and we're supposed to hit the green ones into the eyeballs. So this first stage is pretty okay. It's the second one that's really annoying, and the third one that's only slightly better. Because right now all we're having to worry about is knocking the potions into the eyeballs, but after this there's going to be a lot of moving parts on the screen, which you're going to see that there are these vine whips on the ground, and there's also these moving roots that will damage you, and pretty soon we'll also see where the stagecoach driver is attempting to whip Jack as well. So there's just a lot of things that you're having to keep track of visually during the boss fight, and it's pretty easy to lose health during all of it as well, so you just have to be really careful. We're doing pretty good on time for the second one though, and the third one I would say is actually a little bit easier because the center platform is moving, so you can stay mostly still and hit all the eyes. But it's still not the easiest thing in the world. You have to be pretty careful, and their health is getting kind of low. And then once we finish this, the miss was a little rough. Once we get done with this, the only thing that we have left to do is we need to smack the witch and the stagecoach driver, and then we're able to get our head. And then we pick up the shotgun.
And we're good. Nice.
And we're good. Nice boss fight. That was a little scary, but you did a good job.
I was getting roasted in terms of luck, but I played it well, so I'll take it. All right, welcome to everyone's favorite level, or at least the majority of people's favorite level. This is Skeletown. This has some of the best movement in the entire run. So the movement's already been good.
The most interesting skip.
Yeah, well, skip or yeah, this is something special. But the movement's a bit tricky here, so I'm going to be quiet, and Ruby's going to explain to you the first sequence break here.
Yeah, so basically we're supposed to be collecting some wooden planks to rebuild a bridge so we can make it into the actual town. But instead we're just going to go for a lamp boost right here. If we miss it, that's okay, there's a backup, but we got it. And now we're going to jump over to this tree. Give me a bit of a heart attack because you almost fell off into the water. Now we are actually on the walls and making our way towards the town. You can see that there's these kind of rotating things that are that can damage us. Fun fact: if it's just one of the rotating spikes that has one wall, it'll push us. But if it's got 3 walls, we can just roll right through it. And now we're going for a really technical trick. And let's see if we get it.
This looks perfect. Beautiful.
Pretty good. Yeah, there we go. So this is going to start what's called Zombie Jack. Basically, whenever you fall into the water, the way that it kills you is it deals a bunch of damage to you every frame for a certain amount of time, but then the game stops dealing that until the next time the level is reloaded. But during that same time, we went into a cutscene where we're invulnerable. So the game has put in the flag that says, okay, don't damage Jack in the water until the game reloads. Which means that now we can just move through the water whenever we want. So we're able to skip some boat sections as well as some other things, and we're able to just move really, really fast.
Yeah, so you won't really be able to see how much of that gets used until after this little go-kart segment. It is possible to skip this, and it's actually fairly straightforward to do so. However, the cart actually moves a lot faster than it looks. So it ends up losing you time, even in-game time. And it also interferes with another glitch that you'll see at the end of the level, but we don't want to spoil quite yet, because it's really funny, ideally. All right, so I gotta make sure I don't lose the race here. Okay, we should be good. So if you lose the race here, it triggers a death, which reloads the level, which is bad. Cancels the glitch we have set up, but we're good. Didn't choke the race, and we're off. And that was a beautiful orb boost. Woo! Let's go.
Yeah,
all right.
And speedy. So yeah, you can see that we're just chilling along the water right now. This is supposed to be a boating section, but we're allowed to run just on the riverbed. And this is a really good place to practice your orb boosts. And then also there are some lamps here, so you can practice your lamp boosts as well. This is just a really, really good section for practice. And it's a really cool trick to hit too. So we're going to try for a really nutty lamp boost right here.
Yeah, I was in the wrong spot. That one's on me.
Okay.
That one's been giving me grief lately, but I have 2 tries at this next lamp set of lamps over here. So if I hit these, it will look really cool. So
Yeah.
that one's kind of a vanity one because you can get equivalent or boosts pretty easily to that one. This is the sick one. Let's hope I hit it.
Got this.
Backwards? Okay, weird.
You got the reverse?
I
Okay,
somehow
cool.
reversed it. Fascinating.
So getting a reverse boost on a lamp is actually really hard to do. So getting it on accident.
Oh
is
gosh!
kinda
Oh, I
hilarious.
destroyed the lamp.
Oh no!
I was trying to kill the enemies because they would have interfered. Oh well.
There's one place where we technically are trying to do a reverse lamp boost in the final level, but it's really hard to do and not very consistent. So I'm not sure if Jax is going to go for it.
Oh, I'm going for it.
Okay.
This run's already too far behind. I'd be a wimp if I didn't. There we go.
And we're not playing movie, so we're not going to Weenie Hut Junior. So we got to go for all
Nope.
the tricks.
Oh yeah, like this. All right,
Another
first try.
menu
Let's
jump.
go.
Nice.
That's really hard.
That is so hard, and you can also get stuck, which we found out during practice the other day.
Yeah, I figured out how to get unstuck, but it's still a risk.
Yeah. And then we've got another menu jump right here. What we're supposed to be doing is pushing a
Awesome.
cart full of explosives into the wall, and it creates an explosion. But we don't have to do that because we're fast.
Come on, Jack.
You got this.
Okay, he's gonna keep proxying, so I'm just gonna reset it. This is a
Okay.
weird angle. This probably won't work. Oh, it worked. Nice. That should be enough. There we go.
Yeah, you got it. All right, now we're gonna mash through this text.
Nope.
Nice. All right. So, we're not entirely sure if it's the mashing or the zombie jack glitch or both, but we deloaded the enemies for this race, so we're just kind of in a bit of an auto scroller. We just have to make sure we don't hit the walls.
Yep. So until we get to the boss. Yeah. Oh, you were gonna say something?
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think what you're saying, perfect time for plugs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I will say, not the next run, but the run after that, which is Quest for Glory 2. We do have a bid war going on for you to choose the class of the hero or heroine of the game. And I believe Thief right now, yes, is in the lead with $5, but you can also choose the magic user. And if you want to have the magic user, all it costs is $6. Hey, it's a pretty good deal, honestly. I think the magic user is pretty neat, but hey, I like my mages. What can I say? And later on this evening as well, we also have a Final Fantasy run, and we do have some naming going on. So right now, the current names are Emmy, Olivia, and Vivi. So I believe there are 4 characters, so you can throw in a whole extra name if you want. It is totally available. I'd say go for it, because how heckin' awesome is it to have the name that you want up and on the screen during an amazing marathon like this.
All right, so we're in the boss fight now. So I'm gonna kind of explain this boss fight. This boss is like one that a lot of people struggle with casually. It's a pretty tough fight, but we're gonna be doing a really cool manipulation on this boss in order to skip through some cycles of the phase. So he's gonna do this hammer launching attack, and what I'm gonna get him to do is bait out 2 hammer attacks right here. 1, 2, and then I'm gonna run away towards the tower. He's gonna do 3. That works. That's totally fine. What we're trying to get him to do is to use his spin attack to break the tower. And so, well, you'll see this in a moment, but normally each phase is supposed to start with a circular, like, swinging attack that you saw him do there. And by making him destroy the siege tower with that spin attack, it skips it on the next phase, which saves a bunch of time in the first 2 phases.
Yeah, and while we were talking about that, we completely missed the fact that you can actually just reach the cauldron through the invisible wall right there if it's your first time in the boss fight. So if you die in the boss fight, you don't have that free heal anymore. And the other thing is that you can just stand on the edge of that platform and not get hit by the flying hammers.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that you can do in this fight that'll make it much easier to do in a speed run than it was in your casual playthrough.
Yeah, you can already see that he's already started his hammer swings. He started the phase with hammer swings. That's what we wanted. So yeah, his hammer attacks do a lot of damage. Don't worry about my health too much.
Yeah,
It's a little low.
Just gonna immediately.
We're just gonna heal it all off. We don't have to worry about these fellow magic missiles at all because you can just heal through the wall. Hello? There we go. We got
it.
it.
A little scary.
That was very scary. Dialogue prompt was coming. But yeah, like Ruby said, you can just stand here. My hands are off the keyboard and mouse. It's very, very good. So now for this third fight, because the boss will die on the collapse of the third siege tower, we just need to avoid taking hits and lure him over to the third siege tower as quickly as possible. I don't know where they got all these siege towers from. But we got one more that we got to destroy. So during this hammer projectile attack, I'm just going ahead and clearing out all the enemies so they don't bother me. Oh, that guy ragdolled like crazy. That was funny.
Lying.
So yeah, again, the hammer hitbox deals damage to you, but not the shockwave if you're standing still. So I bait out the hammer and then roll it away in a certain frame window in order to just be within the shockwave hitbox and standing still.
Now I just need to wait for a couple seconds for the weapon to spawn, and we got it. And now we're coming up on my favorite level, which is the cemetery.
The time.
Hold on, let me try to...
So this is another level where we're going to get to do a lot of really awesome lamp boosts, because there's just a lot of opportunities for really wide open spaces. But there's also a couple different sequence breaks that we're going to do before then and after then. This level is probably the most sequence breaky in the game.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's up there. So that's the Gravekeeper. He wants us to go get 3 grimoires that are hidden in each of these tombs. We're going to start off by going through this one, and orb boosting through here is really tricky, but I'm going to try to see if I can't get some good ones for y'all, because there's a lot of downward slopes, and you can get some pretty good speed. There's a decent one, but I can do better. Hold on. It may look like I'm taking a lot of damage, but as soon as we finish this tunnel, we get a full heal, so I can go as aggressively there as I want. And then the door, we just smack it and it opens. Now, that's a sequence break. That's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to get the other grimoires, but we don't really understand why. We think it might be like a left-in dev thing, but you can just break the door after one. Nice, got it first try. And then slow down. I stumbled, but I got that lamp boost first try, which there's a lot of sections in this level where you go up a really big tower, and then you jump down from a really tall height. And doing that lamp boost right there is what allows me to skip that right there. Can't wait, can't orb. I cannot orb.
Mention really quick that like we're playing with automatic camera off, and one of the main reasons are these gargoyles. A lot of these fights, the camera will focus on like the biggest threat enemy, but as long as it's not a boss fight, we can usually skip it. So if we didn't have or if we had automatic camera on, it'd be really hard for us to be able to see where we wanted to go. But having automatic camera off just means that we can just skip right past it and keep going fast. And now we have another auto-scroller section.
Yeah, this one's not super crazy long though. There's a couple of these ones in this level casually, but it's really kind of interesting. So you'll see when we get there, but the back part of the level really branches out, and that's gonna and you can kind of tackle the objectives in that area in any order. However, because of that, we're going to be able to sequence break it really hard, so you won't have to see the rest of these gargoyle sections. But for now, this will be a pretty decent time for any more plugs if you got anything.
So, again, just to remind you, we are here all weekend long supporting the Trevor Project. The Trevor Project is the leading national organization providing crisis intervention and suicide prevention services to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, and questioning youth. You can check them out at www.thetrevorproject.org to access their services, find out more about their impact, or to donate directly.
Alright, where's the Graveskeeper? Fuck me. Oh, I jumped. Oops.
Oh no.
There we go. Do you want to explain what I'm doing in this section? Sorry.
Yeah, so this section, what we're doing is we're supposed to be breaking a whole bunch of gravestones so that we can move on to the next section. Basically, we're just moving. Our route right now is just the fastest way to hit all the graves. There's one part in the middle here where we're going to be doing kind of like a matching game in Pumpkin Jack's head, where we're just Pumpkin Jack's head. That's going to be coming up right here. We're going to be breaking 16 different gravestones, but for some reason it only counts as one. And I think the reason why the music just cut out there is because Jax is opening up the
Yep.
image. Yep.
My bad.
That's all right. So yeah, basically, this is always the same puzzle every single time. So one of the community members, we call him Brit, but his name on Twitch is Dr. CPL British. He made a Imgur album that has all of the matches and the most optimal movement through the section. So thank you so much, Britt, for that.
There we go. Cool. So we got that one done, and then you have a little bit of movement control during the fade-in, so I hold to the right so that I avoid bonking into stuff. And then we finish it off so that we just have this one last gravestone right here. Apparently the Graveskeeper wants us to break them so that he can make room for more dead bodies, which is kind of hilarious. You would think that a place meant to store people's remains would just make more space, but I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of gaps, a lot of pit in this cemetery, so make of that what you will. Oh, come on. This tree sucks. There we go.
Just trying to jump over this area and skip as much of this slow walking section as we can. We don't like moving slow.
Yeah, there's a lot of... Yeah, there we go. So there's a lot of ledge grab skipping that I'm trying to go for here. Sometimes I'll do it on purpose because it'll actually get me a little more height, even though, you know, the ledge grab animation is slower. Okay, so I'm gonna focus here for a moment. There's a ledge, sorry, not a ledge grab, lamp boost I'm really trying to hit here, so let's see if I get this. Uh-oh, I die. Yeah, I'm gonna die here, that's fine. That's okay.
All right.
We have a checkpoint right nearby, so I'm gonna go for it again.
This is one of the fastest lamp boosts I've seen in this game, so I'm really hoping we get it.
Yeah, I might give it a couple of tries just based on how well the run's going.
Yeah.
Might as well. Nah, no, we're getting this one.
Yeah.
I promise. We gotta show this one off. This one's like one of the coolest ones. I know I'm being persnickety, but...
Listen, it's a marathon. We want to put on a good show.
Exactly. We gotta show off the showstoppers, which is... like this lamp boost and like the other one in Skeleton that I missed, so...
That's okay. You got the really fast one in Swamp, which is good.
Yeah. I got it, but I died again. That's really unlucky. That's not within my control. That one's just the game being rude. That was correct though. That was the correct setup, but...
Gotta love a rude game.
Yeah, this game at top level, I can't already tell, is really, really punishing. I'm just playing bad though, because I'm nervous. This should work. Okay, we're gonna move on, okay, I died again. Well, we're not gonna move on, apparently. I'm sorry I'm having so much trouble with this one. I think I'm just getting nervous, but we'll get it eventually, I think. I was gonna move on, but I died anyway. My bad.
The game just wants you to get it.
Exactly, but it also doesn't. That should be it. Yeah, there we go.
Nice.
We'll take it. As long as I
Now
get
we're
this
coming
first
up on a
jump.
really cool skip. So basically what this is, like we said, this kind of branches out. We're supposed to be destroying 7 effigies of the 7 deadly sins, but we're not supposed to be able to destroy the last one until we've completed the other 6 in any order. But we're going to do a very precise lamp boost to land into the loading zone for the boss fight. For the 7th effigy, which is for gluttony. So we're gonna do this lamp boost right here.
Oh, I almost didn't have the height. Holy crap.
Oh, geez, nice, we got it. All right,
Oh, my
so
God.
we just skipped the 6 other deadly sins, and that's gluttony early. And now we just have to do this boss fight, and we'll be on to the final level.
Yeah, so the trigger is always loaded. So if you hop in there, that's normally where you go, and that's normally a door that unlocks. And like a little mini area inside the wall there. Again, that's not out of bounds because you walk in that segment. So that's why I was like standing on top of something and then I fell into it, is because that's like your landing area. And we got 2 more phases of this. So the big thing I'm trying to do to optimize this fight is when he summons his little slime wings, for lack of a better term, I'm just trying to kill him as fast as possible. As you've already seen, the shotgun is really good for it's probably the most long-range weapon for doing what it's trying to do. That should be good.
There's also apparently a phase skip in this boss fight, but we don't entirely know how it works.
Yeah,
so
it hasn't been
we're still trying
recorded.
to figure that out.
Hopefully one day, because that would make this run even faster than it already is, which would be kind of cool. All right, one more phase to go. So, I guess this would be another good time for plugs if you wanted to fit in something real quick.
So we did get a couple of donations in. We have $25 from Emmy Pup. Having played far too much Rhapsody as a young pupper, I have to donate for all the songs in the game. We also have a $50 donation from J Brun TR. Great to see my favorite randomizer, Free Enterprise, getting more screen time in yet another marathon fundraiser. Awesome game to support an awesome cause, and in true Effie style, whose butt is Silverfire gonna kick tomorrow night? And a $20 anonymous donation without any comment. Thank you all so much for your generosity and kindness.
Thank you so much, everyone.
All right, so with the defeat of Gluttony, you're going to see this little footstool appears, and that we have to break that. And because the game expects us to have destroyed the other effigies of the 7 deadly sins, at this point, the game just assumes that we've already done the rest, so we can just get to go straight to the end of the level here. And that's going to be the end of Cemetery.
And it's really funny because the crow even says you still have 6 effigies to destroy.
No, you don't.
Just go to the next level anyways.
All right, this is probably my favorite level, the North. Probably one of the scariest, especially late game, because it's a very difficult level. So I don't know if you want to try to explain what I'm about to go for. I'm only gonna go for it once, because unless I die somehow or something like that, then I'll go for it again. But gonna go for what's called a reverse lamp boost here, if you want to explain.
Yeah, so basically, normally we get pushed to the left of the lamp. So we're just trying to get pushed to the right instead. We got the one accidental reverse earlier, so hopefully we can get an intentional one here. We'll see what happens.
I'm taking the checkpoint. We got it though. Let's go!
You get that. First
I was yeah.
in a
So
marathon.
So I got the momentum for the extended setup, but I decided not to risk it because this game has already instilled enough fear in my heart today. But that saves a lot of time, so that was really sick to hit. All right, we're making up time. That was really sick. I was not expecting to hit. I haven't not been hitting that this week, so that was really nice. And then coming up in this next segment, we need to hit the switch in order to advance, but we're supposed to go hit another one of these sort of obelisks. But I'm gonna attempt to do an orb boost off of this ballista. I'm gonna go for this a couple of times before I leave it. That should work perfect. Easy. And that lets us skip the rest of that segment there. All right, Ruby, if you don't mind taking over.
Yeah, absolutely. So coming up right here is what's called Santa 1. So the mini boss that we fight in the middle of this level twice is Santa. So we're gonna just kill Santa real quick. Remember, we are the bad guys in this game. So we're just gonna kill Santa real quick. Well, we're supposed to kill Santa, but instead, we're just gonna skip that entire section by doing a couple menu jumps up this tree.
Perfect. Let's go. That was first try.
First try. Nice job.
I had no proxies. I'll explain what proxies are when we get to. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter anymore, but I can try to explain what proxies are when I get to standards too.
And that is still technically in bounds because we're over area that is within the walls of the map. So yeah, we're not as evil as we could be because we're not killing Santa. Look at the lamp boost.
I've been missing that all week. Let's go,
tried for a solid like 30 minutes to get that in practice before the run and didn't get it a single time. So nice
not
job.
a single freaking time. Let's go. Whew, okay, so
we're gonna skip a puzzle here.
Yeah, this is one that makes
me figure this out.
This one it makes the casual player so upset because it's kind of a complicated puzzle, but you just jump over it. So something we didn't really mention about this game is this game basically has infinite coyote time. So you kind of saw a little of it in Celeste. Celeste is a great example of a game that has coyote time, where after you fall off of a platform, you have a frame window in which you can actually jump. It's sort of a form of leniency and accessibility for platformer games. So in Celeste, I think it's somewhere between 3 and 4 frames. I'm not an expert on Celeste by any means, but in this game, it's infinite coyote frames. So we've been using that all over the run. We haven't really had a good time to talk about it, but that makes a lot of the platforming skips, even without the orb, a lot more possible.
Yeah, because
so you just kind of like
both of your jumps, you just run off the ledge, and you can do your first jump like a solid 3 or 4 seconds after you've fallen off the ledge.
So much distance, yeah, it's so useful. So this is the other boat section. So we skipped the second one, but we have to, the second boat section in the game, but we have to do this third one here, unfortunately. But in this section, we can actually do a really cool skip with a lamp boost.
Are you gonna go
towards
for
the
it?
end of it. Oh, of course I am. I think I am. If we miss it, it's whatever. We just ride the boat the rest of the way back. But it looks really cool if we hit it. So that's what we're gonna try for. Yeah, all of these props here give us extra health, so I really don't have anything to worry about in terms of health. So yeah, I would make this plug time, but as soon as we get into this next section off of the boat, I go back into orb boosting. So I'm gonna need some focus time because I really want to try to hit this. Try to get us back on track at least a little bit. Since I choked so hard in Cemetery, we'll just ignore that.
It's okay. It's fine.
All right, and here we go.
All right, let's be speedy. You got this.
That's unfortunate. So I got too much speed there and I couldn't correct my direction in time. What this does mean though is we're right at the same checkpoint and I get to go for it again. So that's fine. If you're gonna mess it up, that's the way to do it. That's what I say. I suppose.
This is a really hard lamp boost to hit because it is so you almost fell in the water there. It's really
I know, don't talk about
to
it.
get either too much speed or have the wrong angle.
Yeah, unfortunately didn't get it the second time, but we'll take the baby shots here. Apparently there's a lamp boost that you can go for here, so I've actually never tried this before. But that lamp right there, you see that? We're gonna try. Actually, wait, no, that goes straight into a wall. Let's try this other one instead. That's also going straight into a wall. Never mind, I'll be quiet. That looked way more reasonable from a distance. Ruby, this is a skip that really frustrated you when you first saw it.
Yeah, so basically in all of these sections where we're supposed to be pushing a minecart full of explosives towards another minecart, it's really slow and there's a lot of enemies that spawn, so you can just jump around that entire section with a well-timed jump and just completely negate it. And so now
Alright.
we've quickly jumped into Super Mario Odyssey with the Frog and Bowser cutscenes.
Yeah, so this is actually, like, it's an auto-scroller, but at the same time, this is necessary because this level is so big that they need this to load in other parts of the level properly, so... There's literally no way to skip this because we literally can't access other portions of the levels without it.
Yeah, this is, like Jack said, this is loading the second half of the level right now. So, just because this level is so massive.
Yeah. All right, so I'm like not gonna go for anything fast here, because everything will just give you a bunch of speed here, and it's really scary, and I'm afraid of pain, so I'm just not gonna bother and stick with dodge rolls instead. But once we get out of here, we have a nice stretch of flat ground here to go for our orb boosts here.
And we're coming up on Santa 2 skip.
Yeah, this one's much easier than previous ones, so hopefully that means I don't screw
up
up this
until
hard.
recently, people didn't really do Santa 1 skip in runs, right?
Yeah, it wasn't until Britt found the current setup that I use that we really started implementing it. So I do a menu jump into the corner, and then I jump over the side of the house, and there's a tiny little crack in the collision that you can fall through. That's still part of inbounds play. That lets you get through. And we're pretty much coming towards the end of the run now. Now, swag, let's go. So this is another portal. This is to load in the boss fight, because the boss fight takes place basically in its own separate little arena level. So this would be a really great place to fit in some last blows if you got anything before the final boss.
So just to remind you folks of stuff that's coming up. So not the next run, but the run after, which is Questing for Glory 2. You can choose the class that the runner will use for the run. You can pick either the Thief or the Magic User. And Thief is currently in the lead with $5. There is also another set of incentives to meet for tomorrow morning's run, such as the Lizard Cam in the Pathless. It is only at $5 of $250 at the moment. You can also pet the bird in that run, and I know birds aren't doggos, but birds should be pets also, which is at $40 out of $100.
All friends deserve pets.
We deserve lizard cams, so we need more friendship cams. I agree. I'll get that hopefully met soon. But all right, we're going into the final boss now, the wizard who's been taunting us throughout the whole game. This is a really tough fight casually. Yeah, go for it. Sorry.
Yeah, basically, if you've played this game casually, you probably struggled with this fight a little bit. It is very unforgiving. But as we mentioned before, if there's like a shockwave effect, we can just kind of ignore it by standing still, which is going to make this fight much more trivial than it normally is. So there's basically 3 rounds of 3 phases for this fight. It starts with the first, like, kind of oh, is it PK? It's not PK fire, but it's just the kind of like lightning strikes. Then we have the tornadoes, and then we have the walls, the shockwave walls, and then we break all of those little orbs and attack the wizard, and then we lose a little bit of ground and we do it all over again 2 more times. Also, just like all of the other boss music, this is a banger.
Yeah, this especially hearing this I wish I could rehear some of the music in this game for the first time. Why are these tornadoes doing like no damage? That's weird.
I remember while you were doing practice, you took no damage from a tornado one time, and it was really weird.
Yeah, that happened to me again like the other day, which is kind of funny. But yeah, these walls are normally like the hardest part of the entire fight, and you just don't have to worry about them. I can't tell you how mad Ruby was when I told her that after she finished her playthrough for the first time.
Well, it took me like 8 tries to finish this boss fight because I kept on dying to the walls. So as soon as I just stood still and avoided them, yeah, I was big mad.
But yeah, you have to be very careful during these big PK Thunder Strikes. They deal like not quite half, maybe like a third to 2/5. No, a third is bigger, right? I can do maths. It's been a while, and I'm on summer break. Don't judge me. look, I deal with decimals. I'm a code guy. Okay. Anywho, those deal a lot of damage to you, so you have to be really careful. But we've got this last phase to go, and then time is coming up on final hit. So we're gonna break 4 more of the lightning rods, I guess, and then as soon as we deal the final hit, so that will be time. So get ready. Coming up somewhat soon. Get ready. Time. Okay. So that's a 57 IGT. That's actually still fairly good. I know I messed up a lot, but that's like actually a really solid leaderboard time in IGT. For context, I am just under a 54-minute time in in-game time. So despite me being really nervous and choking a lot, that was objectively a good run. So I won't be too mad at myself.
Yeah, that run's still 2 minutes faster than second place. So really, really awesome run. Fantastic job, Jax. Good. I'm so proud of you. That was a really fun run to watch, and thank you for letting me commentate.
Of course, and thank you for joining me. I've tried self-commentating this before, and it is impossible. So, and I appreciate you. It's fun to do these things with you. Yay! Doing things with friends is fun. So while we're, I'm gonna move over to the credits, so that you can check out the wonderful Nicholas Missenauer. I really hope I didn't butcher your name, but he made this game almost entirely on his own in terms of like the programming, and like you can see how many times he's credited in this. But like again, this game was made by one person. It's incredible. Well, not by one person. This is like a passion project by a very small team, and it's really good. It's on sale on Steam right now. I really highly recommend that you pick up this game and give it a try. Even if you don't end up like, I don't know. I just think this game is really sick and worth your time. So on that note, I'd like to give a couple of shout outs. I'd like to give a shout out to Britt. We mentioned him earlier on, but he's the one who got me hooked on this game. I know him from the SpongeBob speedrunning scene, so big shout outs to Britt for getting me hooked on this game. And then shout outs to a lot of the other people, including Britt, that worked on this game and developed a lot of the strats, especially when the game released, like Eric, Simoon. There's a lot more people that I'm missing off of the top of my head, but there's a pretty sizable community for this game in terms of both ILs and full game. If you're interested, we have a Discord at our speedrun.com page, and that's actually like the official dev Discord, and they gave us a space to have a speedrun channel there. So even if you're just casually interested in this game, I recommend it. But that's pretty much going to be it for me. I've been Jaxler. If you want to catch more runs from me of random nonsense, my Twitch is jaxler1. You can also find Corundum Core at twitch.tv/Corundum Core when she finally starts to learn full game instead of IL.
I'm working on it. And I've also got to learn a bunch of your other games like Neopets and Truth or Square. I'm working on it.
Yes. Oh, I didn't know you were learning Truth or Square. Sick. Anywho, we're gonna throw it back over to the hosts because I've been taking up too much of their time, RTA. Thank you all so much for having me. Enjoy the rest of the event. And last thing, make sure you check out the Night of 100 Frights race tomorrow morning. That's gonna be really hype. All right, see you, folks.
Bye, everyone.